Hey, what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going? My name is Eric McKinley, and I'm the Director of Program Development of National Business Builders. And I just wanted to get on this evening. First of all, wish you a happy Friday, happy Financial Freedom Friday. But I want to get on this evening because I hadn't done like a really one-on-one educational in a while. And I want to let you guys know what I've been doing. So do me a favor as you jump on, like it, share it, tag somebody, drop your city and state. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and I'm going to share this as well. And I'm not going to be that long because I do have another training to do after this. But I want to stop by and share this information so we can get this out here, and maybe somebody will find some value in what I'm talking about and what I'm sharing. So once again, like it, share it, and tag somebody. And as I'm tagging and sharing this with some people and some groups, I am going to wait for the audience to build. And let's see. What we talking about today, man? We're talking about financial education. As always, man, we're always talking about financial education, literacy, asset accumulation, building, all that good stuff, man. So that's what we're talking about. And if you went to work today, if you went to a job today, hey, my man Dave, thanks for jumping on, man, out of Sumter. If you went to a job today and you felt like you were you're unsatisfied, dissatisfied, you feel like you're not appreciated, that's pretty common. You know, I hate to say it, but that's pretty common because as it stands, everybody gets up at some point in time. There's a lot of people that gets up, they get up and go to work. They go to a job, they fight traffic. They go to a job that they don't like. They deal with people who they can't stand. They, for the most part, they have a manager, a supervisor, or some type of boss, as you want to call it, that don't appreciate what they do, and they're underpaid. And that was me for a long time. Even though I was in the military, I was underpaid and underappreciated. And I just want to share with you how you can improve yourself if you're interested in doing so. If you're not, this ain't for you. But if it is you and you want to improve your situation financially, if you want to improve yourself emotionally, mentally, get that stress off of you, well, this might be for you. And I never met anybody who said that making some more money is not for them. I never met anybody that said that. But imagine being a part of a business or a membership that can show you how to write off your lifestyle, show you how to pay for things or write off things that you're going to pay for anyway. A membership that's going to show you how to get your finances together, a business and a membership. Think about it. So I'm not going to delay this. I'm going to go ahead and share because, like I said, I got some things I got to do later on. And I want to make sure you are getting this information, man. So thank you, everybody, for jumping on in advance. And everybody who sees this, like I said, my name is Eric McKinley. I'm the Director of Program Development of National Business Builders. You see my banner back there. And I've been in business for the last 5.5 years. Excited about it. Still buying my time back, but I'm excited about it nonetheless. And I'm happy to be sharing this information with you because a lot of people don't get this information. So as you can see, that's me right there. What is financial education? Before you can be financially educated, before you can be financially literate, you got to be financially educated. And you see a scripture right there, Deuteronomy 8:18. God gives us the ability to create wealth. We are creators. He created us and we are creators. So what I want to share with you is this is a picture of me and my wife together. We got together back in 1998, man. We got together back in 1998. We've been together for over 20 years. And we fell in love and we decided that it was a good idea to get married. I asked her to marry me, and we put our blended family together and we went ahead and started our careers. And the one thing we didn't have no financial education. We knew nothing about money. We knew how to make it, we knew how to spend it, but we didn't know how to keep it and make it grow for us. So needless to say, my 22 years in the military, I left the military and had nothing. All I had was a retirement. I had a pension, a retirement, and I had no investments. I had no plans. I would have had to get to go into work, get a job. And as people in the military say, I would have had to get a retirement job because I didn't plan well. I didn't plan one. A lot of people are like that. I'm no different from a lot of other people. A lot of people are like that. The difference between me and some people is that I decided to do something about it. I took some knowledge that was shared with me. My wife and I built a business that allowed us to take that money. We took some cash. We started to build an asset by sharing information that we knew everybody needed. And we began to build a business. We took the cash from that asset, and instead of us spending that money, we took that money and we invested it into not just one business, not just two businesses, but other businesses. And it wasn't all at once. We built a business and then we invested in other businesses. So we rolled our money back into our businesses. And I'm gonna let you know, if you don't know this, people always ask about what the best investment is that they can make. Well, the best investment that you can make is in yourself. As a business owner, a business pays you the most. It's going to pay you the most. Not downing a job, not downing investments, but a business is going to pay you the most. Okay, you can earn an unlimited amount of money in the business. Even when the stock market is up, it still has to go down. And when it dips, your business can still pay you the most money. So what we do, one of the things me and my wife do is we teach strategies. We teach financial strategies. And there's a lot of people that talk about making a lot of money, how you can make a lot of money in doing X, Y, and Z. But we actually show you how to increase your cash flow, without even selling anything. Okay, now I'm not going to tell you that you don't have to sell in life. You're going to either buy or you're going to sell. But the first thing that we teach people is how to increase their cash flow without actually selling anything. And then you got to understand the term cash flow. Cash flow is the amount of money that you have left over after you pay all your expenses. All right. So not just your bills or your debt, but your entire expenses. So most people are cash flow negative. They have more month than they have money. They got more month than money. And because they have more month than money, people tend to think that they need more money. But I want to share something with you. I'm not going to tell you that that's not true. I'm going to tell you that not only do you need more money, do people need more money, but they need better financial strategies. Because if you put a Band-Aid on a bleeding wound, then it may slow it down a little bit. If you put a bandage on a bleeding wound, you might slow down a little bit. But if you don't apply pressure, it's going to keep on bleeding. So, a lot of times we just put bandages over our issues. And our issue is, a lot of times it's not that we're not making enough money. Most times it's that we're not keeping enough money that we're making. So I want to share some strategies with you that showed us how to improve our finances over time. And we've been doing this a little over 5 years, 5.5 years. And it turned our finances around, helped us do a 180 in our finances. So there's a lot of different ways you can earn money. You can do it through jobs, self-employment, businesses, investing, property, any side hustle out there. You can earn money, but it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much you keep. So you got to have a proven strategy that's going to show you how to keep more of your money and also make it work for you. Now, I've talked to teachers, I've talked to doctors, literally talked to lawyers, I've talked to firemen, police officers, all types of professionals. I've talked to other business owners. And you'd be surprised the amount of people who don't even understand it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and how that money works for you. You'd be surprised. Hey, Miss Helen, thanks for jumping on. So you'd be surprised because everybody, for the most part, wants to do it their way. And that's okay. A lot of people also feel like if it's not their idea, then it's not a good idea. But this is not my idea. This is what business owners have been doing for years. Wealthy people have been doing this for years. The top 1%, the top 0.5% have been doing this for years. And it's the people who are on the ground that are making things happen. The self-employed business owners, the small, by definition, the small business owners, people who are mom and pops. These are the people who are struggling because they refuse to use these strategies. Think about it. If you have a job, the first strategy that we use is to show you how to correct a form called the W-4. Okay, a W-4 is a form that you get when you start a job. Most people have the form filled out incorrectly. What our company does, what NBB does, is we teach you within 10 to 15 minutes how to correctly fill that form out. All right. Now, in most cases, it's going to allow people to increase their take-home pay because most people are overpaying taxes. The IRS says it. 80% of Americans are overpaying taxes, and it's due to a lack of understanding, and then it's due to a lack of knowledge of how money actually works. Now, even if you are a retired individual, you had to fill out a W-4P. That's for your pension. You can actually fill that out correctly too, and stop losing money. Imagine bringing back home an extra couple of $100 a month because you just corrected the simple form, and then taking that money and switching it or shifting it towards getting out of debt, or shifting that money towards investments, or shifting that money towards living a better life. Whatever the case may be, it's your choice because it's your money. You can do whatever it is you want, but when you first have to understand, you need to keep more of your money. See, a lot of people think about this in the form of budgeting. See, you can't budget your way to wealth. I hear it all the time. I hear all these gurus out here, these people that have these ideas about you have to budget. Yeah, budgeting is a part of it, but most people are budgeting about 25% to 1/3 of their money. That's 25 to 33% of their money. So if you're budgeting that small amount of your money, imagine how much you're actually losing. You're not getting a clear picture. So with that first step, you can increase your take-home pay. Imagine that. You didn't sell anything. You didn't call anybody on the phone. You didn't talk to anybody. Hopefully you tell somebody, but you didn't talk to anybody. All you did was do something that the IRS says on that form that you should be doing anyway, correctly filling out your W-4. Now, the second strategy comes along because you got to understand that you need to keep that money. But once you understand how to improve your finances, now you need to make sure you got an emergency fund. A lot of people, the first thing they do is, if they do correct their W-4, you don't want to make the mistake of putting that money into the rotation, because most people don't have an emergency fund. Over the last 15 months, that actually shows to people they didn't have an emergency fund. So you want to make sure you have an emergency fund. That's important. The difference between an emergency and an inconvenience is the fact that as an emergency, guess what? You ain't got the money. But if it's an inconvenience, you don't want to get rid of it, but at least you got it. That's the whole idea. It's important to ultimately have 6 to 12 months worth of an emergency, because you don't know what's going to happen. What if you lose your job? The very thing that you're depending on to get up and go to work, what if you lose that? So that's something to think about. Okay. Now, the second strategy is to legally lower your taxes. Think about this. Like I said, the top 0.5%, they know that if they're wanting to build wealth, if they're wanting to get out of debt, if they're wanting to make their money work for them, they got to lower their taxes. See, most Americans are not really concerned about lowering their taxes. They complain about it. Oh yeah, it's a conversation. Man, they're taking a lot of taxes out of my check. No, you're giving it to them. And I just showed you how you're giving it to them. But now how do you continue to give them the taxes? You continue to give them the taxes because we refuse to become owners. We refuse to build an asset. See, imagine being able to legally lower your taxes big time, just like the top 0.5%. Just like the top 0.5% are doing. All right? Just by using the strategy. Think about it. As a home-based business owner, you got hundreds of legal tax deductions. This is not new. People have been doing this for years. But because this is not the conversation that many of us had around the dinner table, because this ain't the conversation that they're having in school, and this is not the conversation that they're having in church, you got to work hard, right? Well, the Bible talks about working, but it doesn't talk about going to get a job. It never says that. It talks about your gifts and your talents, and your gifts are going to make room for you. What we have learned to do is try to circumvent the system and go and get that job to get that quick money. But I'm going to share something with you real quick. As you read this, I want you to see this. I want you to think about this. Somebody graduates college. They've done all the things that they were told to do. They go to college, they make good grades, and they get a good job. Well, just think about it. They're going to be living paycheck to paycheck, literally. And I promise you, they're going to be living paycheck to paycheck, literally, for the first 12 to 18 months. Why? They got student loans. They probably bought a brand new car. They probably got a brand new crib. They got brand new clothes. They got brand new friends and brand new habits. So they don't even have any traction. And nobody has still taken the time out to share with them how to manage their finances. Not budget, manage. It's a difference. But having a home-based business with a job allows you to take advantage of tax deductions that you wouldn't have because you don't have a business. Okay, you don't have a business. So now imagine being able to write off the things that you're going to pay for anyway, like a cell phone. Think about it. You're going to pay for a cell phone anyway. What about your vehicle? You're going to take care of a vehicle anyway. If you think about it, you're going to eat anyway. If you have business, but you're going to travel anyway. If you travel in conjunction with business, you can write that off. What about the people out there who have children? There's a lot of people out there that are giving their kids allowances still. Get a home-based business and hire your kids. Our son right now is in the Cleveland Institute of Music in Cleveland, Ohio. He's a classical trombonist. We hired our son 5.5 years ago. We lowered our taxes big time. We paid him. We wrote that expense off as a wage. He kept the money. He used that money for what he needed to use it for, of course, but then we helped to manage that money. Now what happens is he's in the Cleveland Institute of Music, and the government paid for it. The government paid for it. So that's a strategy. So just think about that. When the next time you say, hey, I don't want to do something, let's listen about, how it can apply to you, and I can actually help you, or maybe even somebody you know. Think about that, all right? Think about it. So the third strategy is repairing, building, and maintaining your credit. Why is this important? It's important because over 68 million people have bad credit. Over 68 million people have bad credit. And excuse me, if they have bad credit, that means they have high interest rates. That means money is leaking out of their pockets. They have holes in their pockets. They have windows are raised up with the air conditioner blowing sky high. This is my credit score as of April 9th. I hadn't gotten an update yet, but when I started this process, when I got this membership and started applying these strategies, my credit score was in the high fives, low sixes, and it would fluctuate. I'm talking about as an adult man. I couldn't really do anything. And it was like I was fighting with my hands tied behind my back. And I didn't understand credit. But with the education, I was able to understand credit, and I was able to get my credit up. And I was able to maintain it and manage it. That's one of the most important things. There's a lot of people out there that want to repair their credit so they can go buy something. But they don't understand that as soon as you do that, you put yourself back in the same situation. If you don't know how to maintain it, if you don't know how to manage it, it's going to be a problem, okay? We lose hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime to high interest. That's wealth right out the door. Imagine repairing that, and now you got your money back into your household, all right? There's 5 factors of improving credit, but most credit repair agencies only deal with the one, and that's the first one up there, payment history. When you're educated, when you're better informed, you can make better decisions. The fourth strategy is debt management and ultimately debt elimination. You want to have a strong plan, because if you don't have a strong plan with a great strategy, then you're just dreaming. See, there's a lot of people that's in debt. You're talking about credit card debt, vehicle debt, mortgage debt, student loan debt, and the list can go on and on and on. And as a matter of fact, ours was from the top of the ceiling all the way down to the floor. And we were struggling. And we didn't know why we were struggling, because we thought that if we wanted to have something nice, that we had to be in debt, but that's not true. And some people will tell you that, you got to be in debt. If you want to have something, you got to be in debt. That's not true. That's so not true, because debt is a curse, and debt comes with something called interest attached to it. And interest is the penalty that we pay for the right to own something in advance that we can't afford to pay for. So certain debts that you should have, if you're going to have a mortgage, you can have that debt. But credit card debt, that's revolving debt. You shouldn't have that. A vehicle, we shouldn't have vehicle debt. Student loans, any type of loans. We shouldn't be borrowers. We should be lenders. Think about it. Debt is stressful. It's a curse. It robs us of our ability to build wealth. Debt to income ratio plays a huge part in our credit health. You saw that before. So the second thing on there was our credit history. Okay. Credit utilization, excuse me. And the credit utilization is 30% of our credit. So if we can lower and minimize and eliminate our debt, for most of us, our credit will shoot up anyway. All right. And then the average person that's in debt, and this may not be you, I know it was us, the average person that's in debt, they're using approximately 25% of their income to pay that debt. And they're not paying that debt to get out of debt. They're paying that debt to basically just keep up. To basically just keep up. And if you're just basically keeping up, you'll never get out of debt. That means you're paying the minimum. Understand, you got to have a plan and a strategy, okay? The last strategy that we share is investment education. Now, by a show of hands, who out there wants to learn how to invest so that they can retire and not have to depend on their children, not have to depend on social security or social welfare system or anybody else? Me. I would love to be able to learn how to invest, and I am and I have still learning, so we can actually one day retire before society says we have to. We can retire. Put it like that, okay? A lot of people say, you retire at age 62 or 65 when Social Security is available, but you can retire when you have enough money. See, retirement is about a wage, not about an age. And if you have cash flowing in, that means that you can actually retire. You got to have cash flow coming in. See, here's what happens. We work for that. For on average, we work about 25, from age 25 to age 65. That's 40 years. Some of us longer than that. Imagine working for 40 years and not having at least $1 for every hour that you've worked in your life. Now, I don't have the calculations to show you right here, but if you follow along, I'm going to share something with you. Imagine you don't have $1 for every hour that you've worked. So on average, the average person works about 1,960 hours a year. Let's round it up to 2,000 hours. 2,000 hours a year that the person works. All right. Now, if you're working 2,000 hours a year, that means that you should have at least $2,000 set aside after 1 year. But we have people who have worked for 10 years. 10 years times 2,000 is $20,000. They should have at least $20,000 set aside. We have people who have worked for 15 years. 15 times $2,000 is $30,000. We have people who have worked for 20 years and don't have $40,000 that they can get their hands on. That was me and my wife. We were in a position to where we didn't have the money because we spent the money. Guess what we spent the money on? We spent the money with Uncle Sam in the form of taxes. Uncle Sugar was taking our taxes. We're giving it to him. The IRS was taking our money. We were spending the money with big business. We were giving it to them, right? Every time we wanted something, seeing something that we wanted, thought we could have it because we were making more money, we were throwing that money away. We were giving that money away by using the banking systems. What my business coach tells me, the retail banking systems, and putting our money in bank accounts, putting our money in savings and checking accounts that was yielding us less than 1% interest. See, inflation is on the rise at 3 to 4% interest every year, and every 20 years, approximately 20 years, it doubles. So if you have your money in an investment vehicle that's less than inflation, you're losing anyway. So for everyone who thinks that investing is tricky, it is scary, it is dangerous, it is necessary. We have to learn how to multiply our money. And if we cannot multiply our money, we're going to either be adding, dividing it, or subtracting it. Most people never talk to a financial advisor or a planner. And a lot of people won't even know what questions to ask. This is why you need to talk to us. This is why we share this information. This membership is key because what happens is we now are in a position to educate other people with terminologies, with strategies and things that you know that you can actually use to improve yourself. Simple as that. So those are the 5 strategies that we talked about. We talked about lowering the taxes on your job, okay, correcting that W-4, lowering the taxes in your lifestyle, writing off your lifestyle, and becoming a business owner, having access to so many tax deductions that you won't even believe. Talked about debt elimination and credit education, and then investment education. These things are going to help you to get to the next level. Now, what I'm doing is I'm offering you an opportunity to get started with this for less than $40. For less than $40 to get started, and for less than $40 a month. It's a membership. It's education. Now, I know people are going to say, why should I have to pay, for this information? Nobody had a problem with going to college. and going into debt to get a degree to not get a job that they got the degree in. Wasn't an issue there because that's the seeds that were planted. We're trying to work this thing backwards so we can actually help people to understand that they don't have to live like they've been living. You don't have to. Okay. So here's our contact information with National Business Builders. Our website is www.nationalbb.net. Our email is build@nationalbb.net. And our phone number is 803-848-0070. You can check our events page at https://www.nationalbb.net/events. I want you to check us out. Okay. And if you've gotten enough information, get back with me so I can help you get started, because it's not about just selling something or calling somebody or recruiting somebody. You still have to have a strategy. I know there's several people that's going to see this and say, I already got a business, I'm good. But does your business teach you how to keep your money? Does your business talk about repairing your credit? Does it talk about investing? Does it talk about minimizing your expenses and managing and lowering your debt and eliminating your debt? Does it talk about that? See, they may say that you could be financially free, but if they ain't showing you, maybe it's because they don't know how. Hey, check us out. Follow us on our social media pages. We're on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Clubhouse, TikTok, Facebook, all at National BB LLP. And then our YouTube is bit.ly/National BB _YouTube. And guys, you can see all of the replays and videos that I'm doing. Matter of fact, this one's on there right now as well. You'll be able to see that video as well. So what I want you to do is I want you to get back with me, get this information. Let's get this thing cracking. Thanks, Lisa, for jumping on. I appreciate it. Hey, Miss Helen, thanks. Hey, David, I appreciate y'all, man. Let's get this thing cracking. Let's share this information with so many people until there's no way that people can be living paycheck to paycheck. Let's share this information with so many people till there's no way that people can be struggling financially, that they can be stressed out, that families can be broken up due to finances. Let's share this information and flood the timelines with this information because it's basic. Let's get out of the mindset of I can do it myself, because be honest, if we could do it ourselves, most times we wouldn't even be following or looking at people. I'm not on here for entertainment. I'm on here for education. So if that's you that I'm talking about and you're ready to make a shift, you're ready to make a change, get back with me. My name is Eric McKinley. I'm the Director of Program Development of National Business Builders. Like this, share it, tag somebody. If you see it on a replay, hit #replay. Listen, like I always say, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. Now, I'm going to see y'all soon because we're going to be talking about this information. And when I see you soon, that means I'll be seeing you at the top because there's too many people struggling at the bottom. Y'all take care. Peace.